I like games. Unless you've been living under a rock for the past 30 years, you probably could recognize this. This here is a North American Super Nintendo. That's right, the Super Nintendo, which was the follow-up to the very popular Nintendo Entertainment System, which came out in North America in August of 1991. I'm of the generation that actually grew up with the Super Nintendo around. Technically, my gaming route was the NES to the Genesis. I never had a Super Nintendo growing up, but as I got older, I became more and more interested in it and its library of games. And if you're wondering why I didn't pick up a Super Nintendo when I was a kid, well, I wanted to play Mortal Kombat the way the designers wanted it to be played, with the full blood codes. Let's see. A little while back, I was doing my usual Facebook Marketplace searches, which run from things like IBM PC, Atari, Commodore, NES, Super Nintendo, all that fun stuff. And I came across an ad that someone had posted for a $20 Super Nintendo console. This is $20 Canadian, so it's very cheap, and they're listing it as untested because they didn't have any of the cords, controllers, games, nothing at all. So at $20, I thought, this could be a good deal. Being that I am as cheap as I am,
and a bah humbug to you,
I thought I'd ask them if there was any negotiation on the console. They told me that they would take $10. So at $10, I had to grab it. I drove over when I had the free time, grabbed it, brought it home, plugged it in, tested it, and it worked.
Happy, happy, dance, dance. Happy, happy, dance, dance.
It seems that in my haste of getting this extremely good deal of a machine home, I probably should have looked at it a little bit longer because it turned out the back power port on the machine was broken at the plastic. At this point, I had to make a decision. Do I just say, hey, you know what, it's $10, it's not a big deal, and keep it as parts? Or do I try and fix it? I think you know what I did. Looking on YouTube, I saw plenty of other people had done the repair in the past, and all I really had to do was buy a new power port. So I scoured the internet and decided, you know what, I'd like to get it done faster than later, just to save a couple of dollars. So I went to Amazon and found one that I thought was reasonably priced and would come in about a day or two. Having changed out the power port, I plugged it in and it was good to go. It was as if nothing had ever happened to it in the past. But I took a look at the console and was not impressed by the physical state of it. It was a little too yellow for me, and I thought this was a great opportunity to do a little bit of a project with it. The next step I took was to go onto AliExpress. From there, I picked out a new Super Nintendo console shell, one that, well, you'll see it in a minute, I'm very pleased with what I got, and decided to pay the money, about $75 Canadian, I believe. Took 2 weeks shipping, and finally, it got here. This is it in all its glory. So I did not take all the pieces that came in the kit. I kept a few things original because I like some of the original aesthetic. So for example, I kept the eject button right here, the power buttons as well, or the switches I should say. The rear of the console, that's where I changed out the power, so that's definitely not real. There are a few flaws in it, so for example, I do have some rust over here on the soundboard, which I'm going to be opening this up later, maybe just sanding it off a little. But other than that, I am very impressed with the way this came out, especially for the price that I paid. As for functionality, this still does play original Super Nintendo games. So right here we have Joe and Mac. This is a real copy of Joe and Mac. And it runs perfectly fine because the board inside is an original Super Nintendo board. There is no difference. As for games in other regions, here we have a Super Famicom game. It goes perfectly fine into the machine, and it boots immediately into the Super Famicom game, so it is compatible with both. And that's where we end this video, from buying a $10 Super Nintendo with a broken power port to building a clear, custom personalized Super Nintendo that I should enjoy in my collection for years to come. And before this video wraps up entirely, what I'd like to know is, do any of you out there build your own custom consoles? Do you have any to share? Let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next video.